House of the Dragon dragged its balls across the biggest premiere for HBO Max ever. Mm-hmm. So when you break it down, the first batch of viewers was 10 million strong. 10 million people watched this shit, right? And by the end of its first week, or first 5 days, really, 20 million fucking people or households watched this shit. Which is wild. So obviously, HBO, Zaslav was just like, 20 million people? That sounds like a second season to me.
Hit the invest button straight away.
How much is it? For HBO Max? $8.95?
Yeah. Around that. $8.95, $9.99, something like $10.
They just paid
$200 million.
So they just paid for their season.
Fuck yeah. Because House of the Dragon was slated as $10 to $11 million per episode. We're only going to get 10. So they should really just announce that, hey, we've renewed it for season 2 and 3.
So they will eventually. Watch after this week, the second episode.
4 million viewers.
We're not ending this shit.
You stop when I say we stop.
We're done when I say we're done.
The Zaslav casually sitting there in his Caesar-esque get-up getting fed grapes off that third fucking episode.
Badly. You know he's getting double toppy. And so with any big premiere, with some casting in there, we get a bit of backlash. So Steve Toussaint, who plays Corley's Valerion, he's the only black guy in the fucking show, really.
No. You see his son and daughter in there as well.
I know, but they're half cast. He's fully black. Mm-hmm. So he's like, people have responded to the casting of him in the role, who in the books is white. Classically white.
He doesn't describe him. Does he describe his skin color?
Yeah, it's pale skin.
All right. Fucking yes.
I don't care either. I like the guy in the role. To me, he stood out as someone that was regal. He fit on that king's table, on that council. He fit there, 100%. And while he's kind of like, you know, upfront and do right and everything, you can see the agenda also kind of playing out soon. Where I kind of feel this could be that sort of pandering, tick the box sort of casting, is if they don't show any more black people that were Valyrian.
Mm-hmm.
Because where the fuck did they dig him up from? Where is the guy? You know what I mean? Where is everyone else? That's part of the, like, his descendants.
Yeah.
Like, that's when he becomes the only, and then it's stunt casting.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, that's when I'd be like, you know what? I kind of agree with him. With the people that are kind of finding backlash in it. But if they build out, okay, well, actually, there's all these people out in Valyria or wherever the fuck, and they're also black with blonde hair. Give me that shit. Know what I mean? Otherwise, it's bullshit.
I've seen Wesley Snipes have blonde hair in the 90s, goddammit.
That's true.
True. Demolition Man.
What's his face did it. Dennis Rodman did it.
Dennis Rodman had every sort of hair.
Yeah, he did, actually. Even that disgusting, like, longer hair. That was, like, straight and red. I didn't like that hair.
Yeah, it was a bit wild.
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
Rodman had the cheekbones for everything.
Yeah.
Overall, I love the guy in the role. It just depends now what the show does with it.
Where is this guy from?
I've
seen this man before.
Yeah, he is. He's been in a few things.
Yeah.
He has been in a few things, and something big.
Pause. He was in Prince of Persia.
Yeah.
He was also in the fucking Stallone Judge Dredd.
Yes.
Where else was he? He's in Doctor Who. Fucking yeah. It looks
He's
like
got some
just a
credits
lot of
under his
series
belt.
as well. Yeah, definitely.
And he's not the flavor of the month. You know what I mean? He was legit the best actor for the role.
I'd rather look like Mandem than what's his face, Matt Smith. I'll tell you that much.
Fuck yeah.
He has a misshapen face.
Matt Smith looked like he still hasn't recovered from the forceps ripping out the womb.
He's like double
Fucking
Stallone.
Fucking double
You know what was fucked? Is that his head is so bad? Pause. That fucking Morbius. He looked normal when he was sick.
That's fucked.
Yeah. It's fucking wild.
Let's get into our thoughts. House of the Dragon, Joe's like it?
I did. I did enjoy it. I can see them, planting seeds there. I'm still laughing about that guy getting his balls chopped off, though. And getting called a raper afterwards as well.
Yeah.
Like, he gets called a raper at the start, gets his balls cut off, and then goes on to be called a raper again. Like, it was just wild to me. And it's all live in the streets for everyone to see.
It was wild, man. Did they legit nail those balls to the thing and then cut it off?
I don't know.
Because that's where I seen like some sort of thing, stake or something through those balls. It was wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just Damon's way of doling out justice and cleaning up the streets. He legit just fucking covered in blood.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. We get introduced to like all those characters, man.
Yeah.
They made it a point of, yes, it's 200 years before Daenerys. So
yeah, 174 years before Daenerys, before Dany.
Yeah. So immediately there's those links to Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
They play with the original Game of Thrones music, and it actually ends with Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
There's this big kind of thing thrown out there that it's prophesied that the winter, the long winter, what is it called?
Yeah.
That winter is coming, basically.
Winter is coming, yeah.
And that the dead will rise and, the world will end if the dead win, basically. Yeah. So Targaryens were almost in charge of that shit. So I wonder if they're going to pick that up later on, that where did that message kind of die?
Yeah.
Like, who stopped passing that shit on? How did they bury it?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not like Cersei was like, or Dany was like, you know what? Or was that the reason why she helped? We don't know. They didn't mention it in Game of Thrones, so I don't know if they're going to retcon it here. You know what I mean? That scene with the tourney kind of going on, and then the childbirth scene was fucking scary.
Yeah.
That shit, because the thing that they really did well in this episode was captured some of the fear and anxiety it's like being in that suite when when your child's getting born. That Maester, though, was a bit of a fucker because he gave him two options. He was like, hey, both can die or one can die.
Yeah, but I don't get that because they would have had to have breech pregnancies back in the day.
Yeah.
So
how
why
did they
did they
handle
not do what they do now, where they literally turn that baby?
You did say to him, I tried to turn it, but baby's not turning. But
I was lying. All those maesters are just liars.
all of them are fucking they're just corrupt pieces of shit. But
Yeah.
it was just scary, seeing that and they had to hold it down and everything. There's a lot of trauma in that one scene, I'll tell you that much.
It was.
And it's fucking wild. But yeah. Overall, I like the characters in the show.
Yeah, I love seeing in that scene the reaction from her, but the reaction from him as well.
Mm.
For Patty, yeah, beautiful.
Patty, all the players do well in this show.
Yeah,
Patty does well. That Toussaint guy that plays Corley's fucking kills it. Matt Smith is even like really good. Like, I actually feel like this is a role that Matt Smith can really do.
I feel like he's playing too much of a bad guy now.
Yeah,
because you know he's going to turn into a good guy later.
Yeah, or a fan favorite.
Or if
he's going to be like the Jamie pre-hand chop.
Yeah. Is he the Mad King's father?
Daemon Targaryen. Fuck. I don't know the links like that.
That means that he's what's his face's father as well. The brother of the Mad King, who's in the wall. What's his name?
His name is Daemon.
So he must be then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he is then. Do you think that him and his niece are going to hook up?
I hope not. But I'm pretty sure there's going to be a time jump now. Because they've set up a lot. Like, Daemon's going back to Dragonstone.
To Dragonstone, yeah. Oh, no, not Dragonstone. He's going to the Vale.
Yes.
He's going to the Vale, and the niece is going to Dragonstone.
And then you've got a king that's basically, like, shattered.
Yeah.
So he's going to die soon. I know Patty's going to die soon.
Yeah.
And that hand of the king, he's a bit trifling as well. Sending your daughter, pimping your daughter out.
That's wild, man.
That was some disgusting shit. And then Corley's, like he's got a fucking agenda. He's trying to get his wife in there.
You know, he came so close to being king.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, his wife would have been, like, the queen, but he would have been king.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then everyone else was just kind of forgettable. Like, everyone else on that table, on the King's Council, because that's where it played out of mostly in this episode. Yeah. So I'm just waiting now, because there has to be a time jump, because Damon's, like, building an army, he's plotting, and that chick Olivia Cook, I think, she's got to come into it somehow.
Someone did like a family tree for the Targaryens.
Oh, yeah?
Jaehaerys Targaryen is the father of the Mad King.
Okay. And
what's his
who's
name?
The Mad?
What's his name? What's Paddy's name in there?
Paddy's name.
Paddy Considine's name in...
It's not Viserys.
Is it Viserys? Yeah.
Yeah, it is Viserys.
Viserys, yeah. Okay, so this must be like 2 generations away from the Mad King then.
Yeah, it goes heaps far back.
Yeah. That's 2 generations away, yeah. So what's his face Daemon must be in that line then, that bloodline for him to be named after his great grandfather then.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Has the Mad King happened yet?
No.
Not yet, eh?
No, because what's his face kills him.
Yeah.
Jamie kills him and Robert takes over, remember? Yeah. But they talk about they spoke about the Baratheons.
Yeah.
In this episode.
Baratheons, Hightowers,
yeah.
Dawn, all those guys are back. The houses are here. Tarly.
The Tarly house, yes.
So they're going to, like, really kind of, I think they're going to expand it. The only drawback of the show is that I felt in some of the scenes, it felt like a set.
Yeah.
Like they just didn't shoot it right. But what I loved about this show is that they didn't like make it a big fucking spectacle about the dragons. They just incorporated the fucking dragons into what they were doing.
Dragons look trash in this, though.
Did it? You didn't like
I
it?
don't know if it was the stream or what, but that binge stream was terrible.
Yeah, that was dog shit. The dragons did look shiny. Like they didn't look like the dragons at the end of Game of Thrones.
I need to, find a way to watch it. Better than binge.
Yeah.